These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on the night of Wednesday, March 15th. Excuse me. I was stumbling there because I thought it was Thursday for a sec, so I stumbled over the date. Wednesday, March 15th. Celtics earlier tonight just beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, barely scraped by. Big Timberwolves run at the end of the game. Celtics almost blew it again. They had to. But yeah, how are you doing tonight, Sam? It's a late
I'm
night
doing
for
good
us
now. And
yes.
Vibes are cleansed ahead of March Madness, so that's very good. March Madness, by the time you listen to this, will probably be within a couple hours, if not already started.
Have you made a bracket?
I've made 2 brackets. I know nothing.
I don't either.
But that's part of the fun.
Who do you have winning?
I have Alabama in one and maybe Texas in the other. I don't know.
I'm a big bracket guy.
You are?
But I've only made, in high school I was. In high school I printed out hella brackets one night. I stayed up super late. I drank a bunch of coffee. I don't know why. It was just
sounds like a regular night for you.
Yeah. Printed out hella brackets. Went into school. Gave it out to all my buddies. Made them all fill it out. Sitting in the music hallway for lunch, because that's what show choir kids did. You sat in the music hallway, ate your lunch, whatever. It was fine. Because like when you had music the next period, you'd chill there, then you just go in. It's fine. Band teacher comes out. He goes, Jack, I'm sitting there. Dude's like an intimidating guy. I'm like, yeah, like, what's up? He goes, you the one handing out brackets? I'm like, yeah, hands me a $5 bill for the pool and takes a bracket. It was fire.
Yeah, he wasn't having it.
No, he wanted in.
Money.
Yeah, he wanted in.
Did he win?
No, a freshman.
Have you ever won?
No, I don't think so. My one bracket that I've made so far this year is I had UConn winning though. So
I like UConn too. I mean, I that's probably the team I support in college basketball, if any.
Fun. Yeah.
I like Hurley. He used to coach URI. He's funny. He gets fired up on the sideline. I have won the bracket before.
Whoa,
my first go around at the news station, took everybody's cash, won a quick $80, which then was a fortune. Now it's a day's work on heavy. Don't worry about it. Especially when you have a monster day like the one I'm just looking at in front of me.
Sam having a heater.
This is like my first big day, like really big day. And for those of you that have never done crack like me, I would imagine that this is what it's like. When you just start looking at the numbers go up and you're like, wow, I need to just like sit here and do articles all day. Now I understand why Jack like hates going outside.
I got to be writing, man. I got to be writing.
But for March Madness, I'm really excited. Have work off for the rest of the week. Then going to Mohegan for Buddy's bachelor party, which is paired with this. I'm not sure we're doing traditional bachelor party stuff. I think we're just in a gamble, which is fun. Will I be on the streams? I don't know. I hope to be. I'm going to bring my stuff.
Gotcha.
Not exactly sure what I'm going to do about it, but I hope I'll be there because we had a good stream today. Good stream the other day. You know, it's been fun. Celtics haven't been as fun, but more fun tonight. We'll get into it, but I am looking forward to it. It is so fun. We have an Airbnb.
Where are you going?
Where are we going?
Yeah.
Mohegan.
Okay, just in Rhode Island. I wasn't sure if you were going anywhere.
Connecticut.
Okay, Connecticut.
Mohegan's in Connecticut.
I don't know shit.
You don't know that? You didn't know that?
No, I've never been to a casino.
You never been to a casino?
No.
Oh, we're gonna have to make you go to Twin at least. Like Twin's like a dump.
I'm not one for social activities.
Twin is fire. During COVID, Twin was like the only thing you could do. It was the best. So the bubble was happening. Me and my buddy Ray would go to Twin after the Celtics games in the bubble. We would go in there, no smoking, absolutely fire. They brought smoking back, L by Twin. But we would go in there, play blackjack, and at the time, I mean, it was like going to the bank. I had a firm grasp on when to quit. I would go in, go up $100, even if it was like 5 minutes, I'd call it a day.
Wow.
Now I really like to get my money's worth. Like you heard, like the last time we talked about the casino, I played blackjack with Drake. Got carded a couple times. Yes. There were these other kids that were trying to show their birth certificate because they didn't have an ID. It was an eventful trip to Twin. Twin is Barely. It's like a baby casino. It's a dump. If you go to Mohegan or Foxwoods, it is 10 times better. They're massive. There's all kinds of shops and everything. It's almost like going to like an adult Disney World where they essentially rob you.
So you're excited?
I am excited. It's going to be a really good time. I'm
Love
pumped.
Love it. Which friend is this? Do I know the friend?
It is Devin. It is Smash the Odds.
Oh, getting married?
He is getting married.
Wow.
Big congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Devin. Love to see it.
In other news, I had a meeting with my boss today at work, and things are going great, of course. But he's like, all right, we're like about to wrap up our call. And he's like, all right, you got to present at the next global marketing meeting. And I'm like, what?
Are you prepared for this? Are we ready?
No, it's a month away. Like, I'll be fine. I just basically, they want you to like say what you've been doing and like things like that. So it's going to be very fun to, well, you're going to get this type of charisma. Me in front of a bunch of people talking about what I do. I have to do a PowerPoint. I'm going to see if I can't make it funny.
I think you should.
Can I make public relations funny?
That's a challenge.
Probably not. I'm going to make people like take pictures of me like at my desk, and I'm going to put in the PowerPoint. It's like me working. And I'll really look like really concerned and perplexed. That's what I'll do.
Is this presentation just for people in your office, or is it for like a lot of people like outside?
Well, it's like it's everybody within the company, but there are people that like are like in Canada or like Australia.
Oh, so it's like over Zoom or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have like these big boards where like everybody join. My Marfield is crashing. Where like everybody joins and like it's like a big Zoom call, but like we're all in the conference room. Some of us. It's a very unique thing. Some people you never see.
Interesting. See, I've never had a real job. Kind of like I've never had a big boy job, at least. Like I worked at a restaurant for 2.5 years in high school. More like 2 years. I worked at summer camp for 2 years as like a camp counselor over the summer each year. I did like work study in college. I would like work home games, do the book, do the sidelines at sporting events, stuff like that. But since then, like there was unemployment of COVID, like that did that because like I couldn't work. I couldn't like do work study at college, so I did that. And then I got on at Hardwood Houdini, Hoops Habit, and then into Heavy. And I've never had to like work in an office building or do any shit like that, which is like,
well, it is fun sometimes. You meet some good people.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like I miss not the like camaraderie of an office, like that sounds stupid, but like, you know what I'm saying, like seeing the same people every day, building those relationships, seeing people like I don't have that, right?
Well, when it's great, but when it's not, it's not.
Yeah, so
it's very double-edged sword. When you're going in, news station was prime. Go in 4 a.m, happy to see everybody, get everybody going. Playing Friday at 4:30 in the morning, blasting the music before the show. That's prime. When you either start a new job or you go into an office where you don't know everybody. It's a little different, little bit jarring, you could say.
Yeah, I mean,
I was beside myself when I first started this job. Now I'm starting to get comfortable again. But I was like, oh my God, like nobody talks here.
You talking to people now? You've made friends?
A little bit.
See, but
I have this one guy I always will like text with on Teams, which is our like Google Chat. It's the same thing,
Slack,
but it's Microsoft.
Google Chat. Yeah,
it's that. And I always like text with him. And we had this maintenance guy like in the office one day. It was like a day where like nobody was here. I think it was like during like Christmas, like that time of year. So like a lot of people were on vacation. And he was trying to move this guy's computer across the office, like to a new desk because he wanted to change his seat. And this guy was laboring. Maintenance man, this guy is like the sidekick maintenance guy. The maintenance guys are the best guys in any job because like they're always walking around, but they're not doing a whole lot.
Sure.
Like they kind of have the best job. Like they look busy, but they are not doing a whole lot.
Like,
really.
You ever seen Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
He's like, oh my God,
Arwen. Yeah, Arwen. That's how I was thinking of.
So he's like running around. He's like drilling a hole in the wall, drilling a hole in the desk that's adjacent to mine.
Yeah.
And he, like I said, he's laboring, sweating, breathing heavy. He is beside himself. And me and this kid are messaging each other on this chat. And I'm trying so hard not to laugh right in this guy's face as he's like sweating in front of me
Aw,
and
poor
breathing heavy.
dude. Poor dude. He didn't do nothing. He's just doing his
No,
job.
he didn't do it. Well, that's the thing. He doesn't do a whole lot. So this
Okay.
is like when they ask them to do stuff. Here I am
Yeah.
just like trashing people I work with.
No, I mean, you said like nervous to start a job because you're not comfortable. I like I said, I don't really have experience with that. Like obviously when I started in high school, I was an introvert. I still am to some degree. And so like when I started, I'm like what, 16 years old, starting working in a restaurant. And I don't know if I've told the story here. I was the first like guy to work
Oh,
at the
you mentioned
restaurant, right?
this to me.
It was
at least.
all female waitresses. It was all female,
W Jack.
hosts and stuff. And I just walked in. I didn't know this, right? Like I just wanted a job, and I walked in. I saw they were hiring, and I'm like, hey. And I filled out the application, and everyone was super nice. Like it's a great place, and I mean, if you're in the South Shore, you're near, that area, McGuire's Bar and Grill, phenomenal food, good people, like
Fine
highly recommend.
establishment.
Yeah, no, highly recommend. Great food. Get the honey hots. Very, very good. All nice people. Yeah, it was weird though, because like whenever there was a spill or you had to carry stuff, it was all like, Jack, go do the manual labor, Jack. This is all you. And this wasn't like the girls doing it. This was like the manager just assuming that I was the guy. And if you know me, like I'm a big dude, but I'm not exactly like the most muscular bodybuilder dude out
Right.
here. I can lift stuff, but like, I mean, you're asking me to carry tubs of ice back and forth for an hour. I'm gonna be laboring. Like, what are we
Well,
doing
you're
here?
man number 2.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what, it sounds like you were breaking barriers, like knocking down,
Yeah. They did hire another male
you were the
host at some
first.
point. I was.
Not only were
At
you the
least in a
first, but
long
you were
time, yeah.
treated differently. You were put upon to do all the hard work as a
We're-
man.
No, we're not starting that narrative. No shot.
Well, no,
No, but
seriously, like you were a difference maker, a trendsetter,
well, I don't know.
the first
Like
of
I
your
said,
kind.
like I said, all good people. Everyone was there, was cool. Actually, I went back in the last couple of years. I was like, I'm socially awkward, right? So I didn't want to go there in fear of
I
like
know what
seeing
you
all my
mean.
own. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it'd be like that.
This is the whole coffee shop song. It's the same
Mhm,
thing.
mhm.
You get it.
But I went there, and my old manager, recognized me. His name's Pat Beast. Love Pat. Shakes his hand. I'm like, hello. He's like, what have you been up to? I'm like, actually, I mean, I read about sports. And the first thing he goes, he's like, oh, are you on Twitter? I'm like, yeah, I'm on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter. I was like, you know what? This is in real world
Pat.
connections. I love it. I love
So
it.
I'm wondering if Pat's
And
listening
well,
right now.
Pat, the thing is, the Pat is like, and if he is listening, no shot, but love Pat. He was awesome. He was the last person I expected to be on Twitter. He's like that type of guy, and so I was hyped, and it was funny. But anyways, enough of us talking about
We got
jobs
13
and
minutes
all
out
the
of
good
that.
stuff.
We came in with
Yeah.
nothing. You're welcome.
Plenty of nonsense, but Celtics took down the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight as we're recording this. Last night, as you guys are hopefully listening to this, you should be listening to it. By a score of
Hopefully the whole
104. Yes,
YouTube permitting.
I will make sure this time.
We figured we'd give you another one after that today.
Exactly. Score of 104 to 102. I thought the Celtics actually played pretty well in the sense that I thought they were playing the right way for most of the game. Like up until the end, when Jayson Tatum did take a few of his patented above the break threes. I thought they did a good job of getting into the mid range, getting into the paint, taking the right threes. The issue was the threes just weren't falling, right? Like they weren't making a lot of their shots. A lot of the shots they missed were good looks. Jayson Tatum 0 of 8 from 3. Again, a lot of his looks, not necessarily great looks. But like Marcus Smart 0 for 5 from 3. A lot of his shots, almost all of his shots were good looks. He just did not hit them, right? Grant Williams 0 for 3. We can talk about Grant a little bit as well because he had an interesting game, but I thought he got okay looks, didn't make them, right? Malcolm Brogdon 1 for 3, and I mean that's fine, but like you usually expect him to at least shoot 2 for 3, and he missed it. Al Horford, Derek White both shot pretty well. Jayson Tatum actually really just the one tanking the 3-point percentage there. If Tatum didn't take a single 3-point attempt, they shoot 12 for 30, which is 40%. So yeah, right. But weird game. Jaylen Brown, another heater, played very well. 10 rebounds, 35 points. A very efficient game. Yeah, he's been good. Anthony Edwards, say what you want about the Celtics defense defending on him, but he played a great game.
Made
He
a
was
lot of
really good.
threes.
He played well. Kyle Anderson played better than I've seen him play in a long time. Not that I'm catching a lot of Timberwolves games, but man, he was
You're not?
no, but he was doing good. He was doing real good things out there. Nas Reed did his thing off the bench.
Nasri
I
was
thought,
a beast. I was like, wow, they really should have got him instead of Muscala.
yeah, right. But overall, I thought the Celtics did a good job of playing the right way for the majority of that game.
I agree. I thought the ball moved pretty well. That was the number one thing that jumped off the screen for me, especially in the first half. They got off to a pretty good start, had the ball popping around, created a lot of good looks from three, like you said. Tell you what, though, I really wish they won Monday instead. Like, if you're going to lose a game, this was the one to lose, and I'll tell you why, is because of that play-in race. Timberwolves win, screws over a couple teams out there, perhaps Dallas, perhaps the Lakers. So,
Well, Lakers lost tonight too.
well, good.
The
Who'd
Rockets.
they lose to?
The Rockets.
Well, good on him. Good for the. Oh, by the way, idiot Frank bet the Lakers. Idiot, dumb idiot
Bozo.
Frank.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frank, but you deserve it. He also
Frank
bet
listen?
Tatum. I sent this to you, Jack. He bet
Yeah.
Tatum points and 3-pointers.
Does Frank
Again,
listen? Will
big
Frank
dumb
hear
idiot.
this?
Do you what?
Well, does Frank listen? Will Frank hear this?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. I don't think. I don't think anybody listens to this out of my friends. It's actually kind of mean.
Some friends they are, but I thought the Celtics played pretty well. I mean, at least like, obviously they didn't hit a lot of their shots. They were cold at times, but I thought they were generating the right looks. Like opposite of what happened to the Rockets game, where they just took the wrong shots for the majority of the game. Jaylen Brown, I mean, really was the highlight, but I didn't have a huge
step
problem
in
with
the
way
right
they played.
direction.
Yeah,
it
that's a
felt
good way to
like
put
the
it.
game, the play style was more under control. Specifically, don't have the box score in front of me, but Marcus Smart felt like he played better. Felt like he wasn't as reckless. Felt like he might have been a little bit more under control, which is important going forward. Actually, no, we talked about this pregame. This did not come out during the game, that he's hurt or is playing through some sort of injury, soreness, to which I say, don't think he needs to be playing then. If he's hurting, then he does not need to play. With the guard rotation the Celtics have, there's no point in forcing him out there so he can develop bad habits, shoot a bunch of threes, and get away from the strong style of play he had at the beginning of the season and the end of last year. That's the guy the Celtics need to propel them to being the best version of themselves. You're not getting that right now.
Yeah,
you got a little bit more tonight. Again, the ball moved well, but in the right direction. It's not a finished product, but good start.
I wanted to talk about Smart because, like, he's been pretty not great since the trade deadline. And I think part of it is definitely that he's hurt, but like, it feels like he's getting away from the playmaking part of him that made him so effective early in the season. He even talked about it when the thing about his injury came out, that he's not been as good on the defensive end either, and you see that as well. Yeah, it just feels like for this team to be at their best, he needs like obviously it's clear, like, it would be a dumb statement to say, well, for the team to be at their best, every player has to be at their best. Like, no shit. But like, him being such an important part of this team and like them playing the right way is him passing the ball effectively and him being the facilitator for Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Earlier in the season, a lot of what we talked about was the connection he has with them and why that makes him, the best guard on the floor. If he loses that connection, if he starts reverting back to the chucking threes, Marcus, like, he's not the best card on the floor. and that's not like a shot at Marcus. That's like, Derek White's been really good. Malcolm Brogdon's been really good. If Marcus Smart strays away from what makes him the best version of Marcus Smart, he shouldn't be on the floor over those guys. And again, not a shot at Marcus, because like you said, he played better tonight. He just wasn't on from three. Finished with 9 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, made some hustle plays. But like, if he's not doing that sort of thing consistently, if he's not passing the ball, making those connections with the Jays, he had a nice pass on the I believe it was the dump off pass to JT when Gobert slammed him on the hip. I think that was a Marcus pass.
Was that a dirty play?
No,
I didn't think so.
It was like,
just thought it was bang.
It was a flagrant. It was a flagrant because he got hit in the face, but like,
I didn't think it was dirty or intentional.
No. But like if Marcus isn't making those connections with those two guys, and if he's not keying into the playmaking over the shot making, then he's not the best guard on the floor.
I agree. His best version of himself is the strong defender, is the playmaker, not necessarily the scorer. However, big buckets for Marcus down the stretch, actually.
Yeah.
Funny enough
Yeah.
that we were talking about him shooting threes and he didn't make the threes today. When Tatum was playing like me, and for whatever reason Brown wasn't involved, he was able to get himself to the basket 2 possessions in a row down the stretch when the Timberwolves were closing in.
Mhm.
Not a game that should have been close. However, didn't fumble it. Tried kind of hard, but they didn't do it. So good for them. Like I said, step in the right direction. Work to do. You have Portland on Friday, Utah on Saturday. Celtics typically good in those back-to-backs, but need to get back to just controlling the game, playing your style, and not getting flustered. It's kind of tough not to get flustered in the grand scheme of things when you've been playing so poorly. You start to doubt yourself. Look at Grant Williams. It's going to happen. You're going to have those kind of moments. It's good they closed the game tonight. I was certain they were going to lose when Grandy started saying Minnesota hadn't won a home game in a month. Felt like it was the time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was not.
That's another thing I did want to ask you about. The last 2 games, you've seen Jayson Tatum play
Bad.
poorly, and it's extended beyond that, but that's not like the point I'm making right now.
Don't get me started.
I know, and we can talk about that, even though we talked about it last pod. Meanwhile, Jaylen Brown has been like red hot the last 2 games,
Yeah.
and yet both times at the end of the game, whose hands was the ball in?
Yeah,
Tatum's.
them's the rules.
Both times, which like in the Rockets game, they got a good shot, so I can't complain too much. It is what it is. Would I have rather seen Jaylen Brown play the role of Jayson Tatum in that play running down the court? Yes. Do I think Jaylen Brown should have had the ball in the final possession in the Rockets game over Jayson Tatum? Yes. Should Jaylen Brown have been more involved down the stretch of the Timberwolves game? Absolutely. I don't have the stats in front of me, but like felt like he didn't touch the ball for the last 3 minutes. He was red hot, and then he just did nothing. Right? Shout out to Smart for stepping up, but Tatum did jack shit. He fumbled the bag in the last few minutes, and the Timberwolves almost got back in. I don't know if it's like, do you feel like that's a coaching thing, right? I'm not here to rag on Joe Mazzulla. Like I thought he was fine tonight. I thought he got screwed with that timeout call where they didn't give it to him.
Finally wants to call a timeout, and they're like, nope, you
right?
can't.
But like, how much of it is, do you think Joe Mazzulla saying, okay, let's get Tatum the ball here, versus how much do you think it's Tatum saying, all right, let me get in my bag here, or even like, not to blame on Tatum or Mazzulla, how much of it do you think is just a predetermined thing, like saying, okay, yeah, Tatum's gonna get the ball?
That last one is probably more likely than not what it is. Power rankings of those things, I would say the last one, meaning it's just kind of the routine. Then it being on Tatum to make the decision while he's on the floor if he's going to try and take over or not.
So you don't blame Mazzulla at all?
Mazzulla. I just don't think when you're on the fly like that, you have as much control as some fans would like to say you do. Yeah, you can yell at him or whatever, but what's it going to do? They're underway. They're making decisions quickly as they handle the ball. You can't just like have the coach pulling the strings at all times. Those guys have to be reliable to make decisions while they're out there. So Tatum's definitely the one I would say making decisions to call his own number, or if you even want to call it that, he just happens to be the one with the ball. I don't know if he's trying to be selfish, but I lean that way.
Do you think it's a problem?
Do I think it's a problem? Depends on the day. I think if you don't have it, then
these last 2 games, you
have to acknowledge who's hot, who's not. In the Rockets game, I didn't think the last shot was a problem. Just think it's a problem he missed. Thought that was a fine play. And if it keeps working, keep running that play when you need a basket at the end of games. I'm fine. But
why can't you, and this just play devil's advocate, why can't you sub Jaylen Brown into the spot? Like, why can't you run Jaylen Brown as what Jayson Tatum did, like as the person in that play getting the ball?
It's a good question. Maybe Brown was the first option on that play because they run that play all the time. It was meant to be almost a decoy where Tatum's supposed to get or look like he's going to get the ball and then it goes to Brown, but he was just so open they gave it to him. I really don't know. I don't know. He's done it enough times to where you might feel comfortable with him getting it in that position. There's a lot of answers. It's tough. That's why we're sitting here and not on the bench.
Yeah. What about in the Wolves game? JB versus JT on the stretch. Like while you talk, I'll look up like the possession difference down the stretch for those two, like shots.
I don't know about the Wolves game. It just that one just felt like that's just what was happening. Like I don't think Joe was calling for that. I think it was routine. I think it's like we're late in the game. Tatum's
I'm
supposed to
not
be our
blaming. I'm
guy.
not trying to blame Joe. I'm just like saying like,
Well, I'm
why
just
does
going
it
through the
feel
thought
like
process, like what I think.
yeah.
I don't think it's him. I don't really know if anyone's necessarily at fault. I just think that's just the team's mindset. Tatum's supposed to
Jaylen
be
Brown
their best
it,
guy, so they're treating him like it.
Jaylen Brown didn't take a shot in the final 6 minutes and 40 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah, it's probably not good when the guy's carrying your team.
That's so that means he played 6 minutes. So that means he dropped 35 points in 30 minutes, and then for the rest of the 6:30 he played, he did not get to take a shot. And I can run down the shots here. Excuse me. Horford 3, assume that's a within the flow of the offense 3, because those are the only ones Horford takes. Tatum turnaround jumper, Brown turnover, Smart driving floater, miss. Smart makes a driving floater. Smart with the layup. This is when he took over for Tatum. Tatum taking free throws. Tatum offensive foul turnover. Tatum missed 3-point shot. Smart missed 3-point shot. Tatum free throws. Tatum technical end of the game.
Well, I'll say this.
Nothing for Jaylen.
Tatum got Gobert switched on him a couple times, and I tweeted about this, and I know you saw it. Like him.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, I'm just going to shoot a 3. If you go back and you watch those possessions with Gobert on him, Gobert is clearly uncomfortable, clearly lost, and he lets him off easy. This is the type of stuff we've been talking about. This is what we talked about in the pregame. This is what we talked about in the last pod. These are the threes that are bad. This is what people are complaining about, whether it's us, whether it's other media members asking Missoula questions in postgame. These are the shots people are like, why are they taking these?
Now,
that is an easy decision to try and get around that guy who cannot guard on the perimeter for his life, and you are settling for a sidestep 3. Why?
I will say, and I agree with you. I'm like, I'll start with that. Like, I agree. You get Gobert and you try to get past him, because if he is pressed up on you, you should be able to get around him. And at the very least, if other people collapse, you can kick out for a better shot.
True.
However, I understand the logic of if Gobert drops back to anticipate you driving, he's obviously a very good interior defender.
It's a chess game.
Yeah, you can mock Gobert all you want. He's one of the better interior defenders in the NBA, regardless, right?
Yeah, he's super tall and he has long arms, and he can time his jumps.
I think 3-time defensive player of the year at this point.
Yep.
And so if you're Jayson Tatum and you're able to do your dribble move, get him off balance, get him backing up, and then take a 3, it's going to be an open 3, right? So I understand the logic. Again, I agree with you. I understand the logic of going for the 3 there, because it will be an open 3, because you can make yourself space, because you can get Gobert backing up. But at the same time, if he presses up on you even a little, you are quick enough and strong enough to go around him and get past him and find a better look than the ones you're taking, especially when they haven't been falling for you lately.
And those weren't good looks.
I thought one of them was okay.
In the situation that you mentioned where he was backing up, I don't feel like that happened. Especially the one down the stretch. That was when he stepped to his right. Instead of just...
I think we're thinking of a different one then, because the one I'm thinking
there
of
was one in the first half where it kind of applied to what you said.
That's what I'm thinking of.
There was a lot more time left when he took that. He still had time to work on him if he really wanted to get a better shot. I think those two plays kind of encapsulate what his mindset has been over the last month, where it's, I'll just take the 3, because why not? And it's really frustrating to watch. It's not going to be the best version of him, that's for sure.
I do think he did a better job. I mean, 8 threes, 0 for 8, still bad. I thought he did a better job of drawing contact tonight, right? Regardless of 8 fouls, like took 16 free throws, right? And how many of those were technicals? I think 1, 2, 3, like 5, 5 for technicals. But even so, you get to line 11 times, or you take 11 free throws. That's a solid game for Tatum. I thought he did an okay job of getting in there, and he mixed in a couple mid-range shots for you too, right? He got to the baseline, did his turnaround.
Wanted to
Tatum
talk
out of
about
the post
that
was
too.
good. Yep, need those shots from him. So obviously progress. Also, double for Tatum. Smash the odds hit. No, I'm just saying for me.
Oh, you said double.
I didn't say double, but I said
rebounds.
Over. Yep, I said the over on rebounds. I'm just giving myself credit.
Sweep on the pregame. All 3 of us were right.
Just giving myself the credit there. But
circling back, post with Tatum. Thought he looked good in the post. Thought he looked comfortable in the post. Thought the shots he got from the post were good, especially when he was on the block early in the game. He got a nice bank off the glass, which was essentially a layup. I would like to see more of that for him, especially in this current stretch where he's struggling to shoot from the perimeter. Get him looks inside to get him confidence. That doesn't always have to mean he's driving, flying into contact, falling over the place, because I get that that can be a bit whatever it is, taxing. Is that what they say? Taxing, whatever.
Yeah.
Draining. You don't want to get bounced around the whole time. I get it. I like Tatum in the post. I think his decision making is good. Thought he hit Griffin on a nice cut off the nail and got him a dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Great. His decision making from the nail is great. He's awesome from the free throw line area. He needs to have more attempts from there. I don't know why you would ever want him out on the perimeter versus there. The amount of attention he requires is much greater. When he's that close to the basket, you have at least one defender keying in on him as a secondary help guy at all times because you have to. That's how dangerous he is. When he's on the perimeter taking threes, you're willing to live with that, especially when he's falling out of bounds, shooting to his right. I don't want to see that anymore. I'm sick of seeing it. Unless he's on a heat check type game where he's made a couple in a row, I'm done with that. Or if you need a basket late and it's tied, even then, if it's tied, I want you taking it too.
Like I said, I'm fine with Tatum taking a couple of those shots a game just because of the superstar he is, but it's the timing and the quantity of the shots that's the problem. That's my thing.
To agree with that, the Gobert one I was complaining about was when they were trying to hold off the Wolves at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That was an easy, no-brainer. Let me get inside, get around this guy, draw a foul, kick it out to somebody else for a better look. Nope, I'm going to let this guy off easy and step to my side, let him contest me with his long-ass arms without making him work for it. Just so frustrating. He looked like he had him a couple times. He looked uncomfortable.
There was one that was
Doing
late in the
nothing.
shot clock on Gobert, so like you got to take it. It is what it is, but like it shouldn't get to that point where you're scrambling and late in the shot clock for a shot like that.
I agree. Sick of seeing him. Sick of seeing the side steps. Do something else. Ever since he got these stupid shoes, he had the All-Star game, then that was it. Do his feet hurt? Next time you go, ask him if his feet hurt. I'll tell you what, he's not putting together the best campaign for people to buy these shoes. I would have bought a pair. Not now. What do I want to go out there and suck? No thanks. I'll wear my Damian Lillards that I got for $71. You know why they were 71? Because he scored 71 points in a game.
Is that the bar? You need Tatum to score 71?
No, I need him to not suck. The bar is pretty low.
We do have to talk about somebody else you mentioned.
Grant?
No.
Very handsome?
Not Grant first.
Okay.
I would like to have a conversation about Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin, also very handsome.
Blake Griffin has been very, very good. And you know what? Let's lump this. Let's make this a Blake / Grant conversation here. Because I saw something on Twitter. It was in the replies, I think, of friend of the pod, Andrew Doxey. And something along the lines of Griffin clears, and this was like not Andrew, this was like a commenter. Griffin clears Grant / Cornette. I don't know why the other two play. Like, obviously an overreaction, but Griffin's kind of been better than those two lately, right? And that's not a shot at Luke. Obviously, it can be a shot at Grant because he's struggled, but it's also a statement on Blake Griffin has been really, really good lately. Like, in the role he's playing, not only does he play the right way, he's a pretty damn good passer out of the post, right? Like he can whip the ball around. That play where he was off balance and kicked it out to the 3-point line today on the possession with a million passes, that was great. Great at drawing charges, very aware on defense. Hustles his ass off on the glass on both ends of the floor. He can make a three, make multiple threes when he needs to.
Perhaps 5.
Mm-hmm. And then he's great running the pick and roll or just cutting to the hoop and slipping screens and getting to the basket. He had 2 dunks today. 2 for Blake Griffin, the man who everyone was yelling at because he couldn't dunk in Detroit. He had 2 dunks today in the year 2023. Griffin's been so good. And right now, I think you play them in different positions because Griffin has to be a 5. He can't play the 4 unless he's playing with Horford. Then like you can kind of get away with it, but like he can't really play with Rob. He can't really play with Luke or stuff like that. Like I feel like he's probably a better fit on the floor than the version of Grant that we've seen for the past X amount of games. Especially because, and I think it was Scal or maybe Grandy who pointed this out on the broadcast. Talk about the immovable force means the something object. I can't think of the saying. Imagine Giannis
Unstoppable
trying
force.
meets the immovable object. Thank you. Imagine, well, in this case, it's a movable object because imagine Giannis trying not to draw offensive fouls against Blake Griffin all game.
Monty Williams, none too happy with Giannis.
Yes. But yeah, Blake has been like chef's kiss. So good. So good.
Yeah, I think the things you talked about really was what I had, of course, like being we both have eyes. But him, more than anything, controlling the things he can control is why he's been good. We're not out here saying Blake Griffin's been great because he's making a bunch of threes. Yep. We're saying Blake Griffin's been good because he's trying. That's it.
Putting in the effort.
He's trying. He's hustling. He's getting the extra possessions. He's hitting the glass. He's hitting the floor on charges. And he's not playing like he's scared. Credit to Grant. Got to give him credit. Not the worst Grant night. Had a nice move on offense. Had a big offensive rebound. Might have cheated on a jump ball. You're not cheating. You're not trying. Good for Grant. Grant kind of needed that. And
I will say,
it's kind of funny that he helped him win the game. It was a funny ending to the game with Grant involved. Good for him. Needed that for Grant.
I don't think it was a great Grant game. I thought he was a little bit suspect on defense on the perimeter a couple times. I thought there were a couple offensive possessions that weren't great. However, I think it was the opposite of the Cavaliers game in the sense that no one's going to remember what happened in the first three quarters. All they're going to remember is what happened at the end. And in this case, it happened to work out well for Grant because he had
unless you look at the box score. Then you might remember. You might be like, wow, that guy sucked.
We don't look at the box score. We just look at what happened at the end of the game. Big time offensive rebound.
Yep.
Big time offensive rebound. Big time hustle play to keep the ball when Mazzulla was screaming for the timeout. And then big time, like you said, cheat on the jump ball. Absolutely should have been called, but we take those. Grant Williams making we'll call it a veteran move on the jump ball, knowing he had no chance. And just going up and getting that thing. Shout out to him. I mean, like you said, came up big for them when it mattered. And
good for him.
Is
that the thing that saves his brain?
Well, what I'm saying is I think it was good for Mazzulla to play him through some of the struggles, get him that run. I think I said this in a pod a few weeks ago, like you need him in the playoffs. And so you might need to deal with a few of the bad things in order for him to get back in the rhythm because I said this in the last podcast, like you can't afford to have Grant fall into the mentality issues that Peyton Pritchard has faced at times where he doesn't play a bunch of games and he struggles shooting the ball in the 2 games he plays, right? You need Grant to get consistent minutes. And this upcoming road trip, I feel like is a good time for it, right? Like, they're all beatable teams regardless of it. And especially if Jayson Tatum plays like Jayson Tatum and they're beatable teams, which is maybe a big ask at this point.
You are asking a lot.
Yeah, but you need to get Grant some run in here so he can get back to normal. So because I truly believe you really need him for a playoff run because he's that important when he's at his best.
Yeah, I mean, what does Tatum have to play for anymore, really? He's got his shoes now, so I mean, he doesn't really have to earn anything else.
Oh, man.
He's got those super cool, and he's got a different color every time. How about you just win? Dude, play in Crocs if you can put the ball in the basket. I don't care. I'm just so sick of watching this guy, like, shoot lazy threes. And I'm almost like starting to feel bad. Like I just crap on him all the time, but like it's deserved. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I don't hate the guy. Like I'm happy he's on the Celtics. Like obviously happy he didn't get hurt tonight. Grateful that they have him.
He's an MVP caliber player, but right now he'd be an
MVP if he could play good for a whole season.
Yeah.
He would have won MVP last year if he didn't play like a dummy for the first 6 months or however long it was. And then he decided to start trying after the All-Star break, and he could have won it this year if he didn't fall off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 seasons he's kicked it away. More so this one.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's just annoying.
You're right. You're right.
It's your best player. You expect a lot out of him. I don't think I'm in the wrong for being critical of him when he's chucking a bunch of threes when we've seen him get to the basket efficiently and be an effective player in these games. I don't want to see him taking more than 6 threes at this point. How about you make 2 in a game, and then we'll start working you up there.
Let me take a look at this.
Get one to
have
go
Jayson
in.
What have Tatum's 3-point stats been the past few games? I just wanna
Mine are
look at
better.
everything.
Washed me is better than Tatum from 3.
2 for 10, 5 for 14, or 2 for 10, or 0 for 8 against the Timberwolves, 2
Yep.
for 10 against the Rockets, 5 for 14 against the Hawks. Fine, not great, but whatever.
14's a lot. 14's
Yes.
a lot.
6 for 10 against Portland.
Good on him. There you go.
6 for 17 against the Knicks.
17 is a lot.
That was double OT, I think, but still.
That's still a lot.
Added context. 0 for 7 against Brooklyn. 4 for 6 against Cleveland, 1 for 9, 3 for 8, 3 for 12, 6 for 10. So
It's egregious.
just so
If there's one
inconsistent.
thing that I want Missoula to do is just be like, knock it off. That's all I want. Just tell him, like, I get his philosophy with the threes. I really do. The more we talk about it, the more I do understand it is important for the role players to take the threes because they're being created for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Tatum and you're not really efficiently creating those threes and you're having to take hard ones, stop shooting them. I don't want to see it anymore. If you're going to take hard shots, take them in the paint, take them from the mid-range. You know why? Because they're easier shots. They're closer to the basket. You can put more arc on the shot, have a softer touch. I'm so sick of seeing him shoot a bunch of threes. And I'm sorry we got to be broken records about this. We've talked about threes for weeks now, or probably the whole season.
A while.
It's annoying. We've seen Tatum be an excellent player without shooting 17 threes.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
It's lazy.
All right. Anyways, it is around the time. Do we have a bracket for today?
We do have a bracket. I picked it before we started. So
Phenomenal. I look forward to the brackets because I don't know these brackets when we get to them, by the way.
This is a surprise every time.
It's like a little Christmas for me. I'm excited for the
Now,
bracket.
this one may not be as much of your forte.
Oh, man. So
but we have the sitcom bracket.
Oh, okay. I might not know them all, but I will do my
need some help.
Very best. Yes, I'll need some insight. But okay.
Okay. It's not super big.
That's
fair
all
amount
right.
of shows. Fair amount of shows.
Oh, two-sided still. Okay, we're good. I'm recognizing a decent amount of these, so I think I can hold my own. I'll be able to hold my own.
Okay. First matchup comes to you from the late 90s. Actually, I don't know when Full House. I know it's a 90s show.
Mm-hmm.
But you have Martin versus Full House. Are you familiar with both of these shows?
I have never seen Martin. I know Martin. I've never seen it. I was a big Full House kid, though. I watched a lot of Full House. I watched it like every day when I
admittedly
came
have
home.
not seen a lot of Martin. Martin is very much on the TV when I'm on the treadmill a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Martin's actually a good vibes show. Usually when I see Martin, it's good.
I think this might have to
enjoying
be
myself.
I think this might have to be a biased one for me though, just because like I've never seen Martin and I like Full House. Like I actively like
Full House is fine. They brought it back. They renewed it, rebooted it, if you will.
Yes,
so
I like Full House. Okay.
Sorry, Martin.
Yes.
Now you have George Lopez versus Seinfeld. I'll let you speak.
I know the correct answer.
Yeah, you bet.
I love. This is just an aside while I'm here.
Don't care.
Love George Lopez.
Seinfeld wins.
There
you go.
I watched a lot of George Lopez, is why I say it. Like I've never seen
a
Seinfeld,
lot of people.
a lot of people tell me I should. Whatever. I watched hella George Lopez, especially obviously late night when it was on. I watched it then. Mm-hmm. So I would have if this was my bracket, I would have picked it, even though I know Seinfeld is correct.
It's unacceptable. Somebody should come and beat your ass for that. Now you have Sister and the Big Bang Theory.
Never seen Sister.
I have never seen Sister.
I will default to the Big Bang Theory.
That's fine.
Big Bang Theory, fine show. A lot of people crap on it. Fine show.
Big Bang Theory on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Curb Your Enthusiasm versus How I Met Your Mother.
Never seen either of these. How I Met Your Mother comes up on my TikTok all the time, so I see clips of it all the time. So if I had to pick, I would do that, but I don't have a strong enough opinion to curb you from picking your favorite show.
Curb is excellent. Yes. Curb is one of the best shows ever. along with Seinfeld. Sorry, spoiler, but those two are wagons. Shout out Larry. Larry, genius, hilarious. Curb episode for everything. Fantastic. You want basketball? He trips Shaq and hurts him in a game. He's sitting courtside and wants to stretch his legs. You want a thoughtful gift? Larry steals flowers from a roadside memorial and gives them to someone, and then gets caught stealing them from literally like a grave. All right, you have Will and Grace and Sex in the City.
Never seen either of these.
I have not seen either of these.
I think just from pure name power, I feel like Sex in the City is like an iconic thing. Like I hear it all the time, so I think I would lean that just out of respect.
Out of respect, or the respect play, okay. I'm fine with that. Malcolm in the Middle versus Roseanne.
Nah, okay. Malcolm in the Middle, top 10, top 5 show for me. Love Malcolm in the Middle. This is one of the like I'll go to war for it, and unfortunately, it's got.
I don't have an opinion on either of those. Now, this one I know what your answer is going to be. You have Modern Family versus Everybody Loves Raymond.
Modern Family, fire. Good.
Modern Family, excellent show. Good show.
Good show.
This is a tough matchup, and I know it's really not, but this is a tough opponent.
I don't think I've seen 30 Rock.
The Office versus 30 Rock. The Office,
you know the answer.
A fantastic show. 30 Rock, quality show. 30 Rock is about literally like people that write Saturday Night Live. That's what it is.
Okay, yes, I do. I think I've heard of it, and I know.
By Tina Fey,
but
Alec Baldwin is in it. Tracy
is it like
Morgan.
their real lives? Their real lives, or is it fake?
No. It's written.
Okay, but it's The Office, and
it's not The Office.
I thought you were saying it's not The Office, as in the answer is not The Office. I was like, wait a second.
Oh, no, The Office was the answer. Now you have Full House versus Seinfeld.
Like I said, big Full House guy. Had all the DVDs, held all the stuff, but I don't have a strong enough opinion in this case to.
This is just a wagon you can't get in front of. Seinfeld.
I will allow you to continue.
You need to go on Netflix and watch it. Like that can be your while you write articles show.
When I finish Big Bang Theory, The Blacklist, which I'm rewatching, which is the best show ever created. I stand by that. It's phenomenal. I will watch Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is quality.
Or I'm lying, but I'll
great characters, great side characters. Big Bang Theory versus Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Again, if this were my bracket, I would pick Big Bang just because I've seen it and I enjoyed it, but I don't have a strong enough opinion to persuade you or convince you to not pick Curb. So I will let you pick Curb here.
Yeah, it's gonna be Curb. Sorry, this is Sam hijacks the bracket.
Not worried.
I'll have my strongly.
Time. Malcolm. Over Sex in the City.
Malcolm in the Middle versus essentially the toss-up 8-9.
Close.
Malcolm in the Middle advances.
Malcolm in the Middle, great show.
Now this is a tough matchup for you.
Well, we know the answer, but like these two good shows. Modern Family versus The Office. Like we both know what needs to go on here, but like Modern Family is like if like Duke was the 3 seed and somehow or the 8 seed and somehow to go against the 1 seed Kentucky, like shout out Modern Family, great show, but The Office absolutely needs to win here.
I feel like this would have been a good bracket for the stream.
Yeah,
just because I feel like there would have been differing opinions. This is a choice I respect.
Yes.
Now this is
Sam's side of the bracket. Cap.
Everything else is Mickey Mouse.
No, I will fight you. This is no shot. So pick your battle here, then we'll go to war.
This is tough.
This is Seinfeld versus Curb Your Enthusiasm, by the way, for the audio listeners who dislike this part of the show. But
this is tough.
March Madness brackets, as Sam desperately.
My head is in my hands.
Yes.
Oh man,
tough for Sam.
I truly don't know what to say. I feel like there's just such great things about both shows. Like Seinfeld is such a classic, and so many shows try to mimic Seinfeld. But Curb is so different, where literally you've never seen Curb, Jack, but Curb is not scripted for the most part. So everything you see on Curb is pretty much improv. They have certain points they have to hit in the script to make the story go, but besides that, it's them just being mad funny. Oh man, I'm gonna say Curb, and here's why. I still think Seinfeld is a national championship-esque show.
Yep.
However, Curb, these are written by the same guy, Larry David, if you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And Curb is after Seinfeld. So he hit a home run with Seinfeld and made one of the greatest shows ever, if not the greatest, and then made another powerhouse, Curb, that is completely different, even though some of the concepts are similar in terms
Humor.
of things. But I'll say Curb. I
Okay.
love Curb. I mean, I love both of them.
Ooh, this is good. This is Malcolm in the Middle versus The Office. Like I said, Malcolm in the Middle, one of the best shows. I love it. But The Office is also up there. Malcolm in the Middle is like a personal thing to me because I feel like not a lot of people like love it like I do because I thought it was great. But like The Office has to win. The Office is S tier, like top of the top. It is The Office.
Yeah. Well, now we're going to be stuck a while.
I know I've never seen Curb, but like, come on.
I know. I know you haven't. There's really no way to like convince you. I'm just telling you, Curb. I mean, The Office is great. The Office is innovative. The Office has inspired shows.
I believe
like
I've
Parks
seen
and
an
Rec.
episode of Curb back when we started the pod because you loved it. I think I did
probably
watch
made
an
you
episode.
watch it.
So like, yeah, so like I understand and I appreciate it, and I think I would really like it if I got into it. But like, The Office is just, it's a masterpiece, and we can flip. This can be the first coin flip of bracket March if we want.
We should do a coin flip.
Okay. Do
Can
I have an
I'm
actual
gonna
coin near me?
hold on.
Can you share screen?
Let me see. That's still being shared. Let's see.
Oh man. Oh, maybe I can do it. Let me do it from me, and then I can share and just take yours down.
I have it.
Okay, if you got it, then go.
Okay. Let's see. Am I an idiot?
Potentially.
Yeah,
Let's see.
probably am.
Sam, gonna switch tabs to the coin
How the
flip.
hell do I switch?
All right.
All right. So we stop that.
I think you have to stop and restart. So we'll do. Okay. Do you want heads or tails for Curb? I'll let you choose which is which. I'll let you decide your fate.
I will do tails.
Tails for Curb, heads for The Office. Flip the coin.
Yes.
Let's do this.
If you're not seeing, it's a big ass circle and it says heads. Now I'm gonna click.
Yes.
And it's tails. Curb goes through.
What? You picked? Didn't you pick heads?
No, play it back. I said tails.
Unfortunate.
Go to the review.
Oh, that sucks.
Curb through to the final, deservedly so.
Mickey Mouse.
I challenge you to. Well, I already challenged
Disaster.
you to watch Seinfeld, so you've got some work to do. But
The Office, not. Oh, that's a disaster.
I hope people are mad. Be mad in the comments. You're wrong.
Disaster.
Curb and Seinfeld, both better.
What a horrendous disaster. All right, next.
Community versus Married with Children. Have you seen either of these?
I've seen Community. Good show.
Community is a good show.
I think I stopped watching
Married
in the
with
last
Children,
few seasons, but
classic.
Never seen.
Classic show. Grandfather from Modern Family. Al Bundy.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Arrested Development versus It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
This is another one where I've seen Arrested Development and I haven't seen Always Sunny, but I know the correct answer is Always Sunny. So like
Always Sunny is like kind of a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
This may be this side's winners, to be honest with you.
I can't let you get away with this.
You have Wayne's Brothers and 2.5 Men.
I've never even heard of Wayne's Brothers.
Do you know who the Wayne's Brothers are? Have you seen Scary Movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, Jack doesn't. For those of you that don't know, Jack is not one to watch a lot of things, especially movies.
Yeah,
Wayne's Brothers, solid show. 2.5 Men. I have not. I admittedly have not seen a lot of these shows.
I've seen clips of 2.5 Men. Like if I had to pick, I'm more familiar with 2.5 Men, so I'd pick that. But I won't care if you would rather.
I think 2.5 Men is the more substantial show.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you've got shit. You can't see that. Fresh Prince versus That 70s Show.
We can't see what. What did we do? What happened?
Yeah, hold on. I need to go back to matchup mode. I accidentally clicked off it.
I haven't really like deeply watched either of these. I would watch That 70s Show when it came on. Same thing with Fresh Prince a little bit. If I had to choose, I'd probably lean Fresh Prince. But
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you have Family Matters versus Scrubs.
Never seen Family Matters. I do remember I did watch Scrubs at one point. Scrubs is fun. Like Scrubs.
I have a friend that swears by Scrubs, so I'll put it through because I don't have an opinion.
Scrubs is the original place of the Fortnite default dance, if you didn't know.
Oh.
That's where it came from. They yoinked it and did not give Scrubs any credit.
Sounds like a certain podcast.
Yeah, those who shall not be named. Anyways,
now you have Parks and Rec versus Everybody Hates Chris.
Okay. I don't think I've watched Parks and Rec. I've seen like here and
You
there
haven't seen
episodes.
Parks and Rec, really?
There's here and there
How
episodes
can
I've
you
seen.
be such a big Office guy and never see this? It's the
I
same
know.
people.
I have seen. Oh, is it the same people who made it?
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces. Everybody Hates Chris is another one where it would like George Lopez, like it would just be on. So I watched a lot of it as a kid.
A legendary Nick at Night show.
So like I lean towards that because I know it, but like again, I know the correct answer is Parks and Rec.
Shout out
and I feel
Gregory
like
from Abbott.
Beast, right? So I feel like instinctively I would have picked that, but like I know I would enjoy Parks and Rec more, and I know it is the correct answer. So I agree.
I think Parks and Rec is the correct answer. I think if we didn't pick it, people would be upset.
Everybody
So I
hates
think
Chris
we have
though.
to put it
Good
through.
show. Everybody hates Chris though. Good show. But yes, Parks and Rec.
You have Living Single, which I've never seen, versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, funny.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a heater.
Good show.
Good show. 9-9. And then you have Friends of
yes.
the Bye, which I didn't organize.
I mean, Friends is a good show though. Anyways,
All right, now we've got Community versus It's Always Sunny. This is a big matchup.
I love Community, and again, lean towards it because I haven't seen It's Always Sunny, but I won't complain either way. I don't have a big enough attachment to Community.
I think we have to put It's Always Sunny through, and here's why.
It's iconic.
I am a big fan of Community too. I enjoyed it. I think the episode where they play Dungeons and Dragons is hilarious. I think the episode where they play the dice game, the alternate realities, is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Community,
when Donald Glover comes into the apartment and it's on fire, and
Troy and Abbott in the
Pierce
morning
shoots himself.
Catchy jingle, love it.
Yep, but Always Sunny has been on for 15 seasons, and it's still a wagon.
Yep.
So I think it has to go through.
No complaints from me.
2.5 Men versus Fresh Prince. This is Mickey Mouse.
I don't think it's Mickey Mouse. I just think we haven't seen these particular shows. I would
think
lean
it's Mickey Mouse compared to Seinfeld versus Curb, or even Community versus 2.5 Men.
I would lean
Always Sunny.
I'd go Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'm not arguing. That's fine.
Yeah.
Scrubs versus Parks and Rec.
Again, haven't seen Parks and Rec, but from the episodes I have seen, I think I would like it better. So I would probably go with Parks and Rec.
Okay.
And I like Scrubs, and that's saying a lot because I did like Scrubs when I watched it, but Parks and Rec.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Friends.
Okay. I have a deeper respect for Friends, but I feel like right now I would enjoy watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine more. If that makes sense.
Lean heavily Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a wagon.
I think that's a huge upset, and I do love Friends. Friends is a great show, and I used to watch it a lot when I was younger because I had the same sleep issues where I'd stay up way too late, and Friends would always be on, so I'd watch hella. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine, great show.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one of my favorite scenes from Brooklyn Nine-Nine comes in the first season. Peralta Sandberg is like walking down the street, and this guy he arrested years ago has gotten out of prison. And he like makes some dumb joke at him, like he calls him Joke Peralta instead of Jake Peralta, and he immediately arrests him.
Is this
it's not Craig Robinson.
Not Daryl from The Office. Okay, yeah.
No.
My favorite is the iconic I Want It That Way lineup. So it's phenomenal.
I need to actually go. I mean, there's just so much to watch right now. Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso snubbed
Ted Lasso's
from the
out.
sitcom bracket.
Yeah, how is Ted Lasso not in? Ted Lasso, low-key might be a national championship favorite.
Ted Lasso's a wagon. Abbott's a wagon.
But you know what? Can we go back? Can you rewind the bracket?
No.
Can we?
We're too deep.
We should put Ted Lasso in for the bye that Friends is up against.
We should have. I was thinking that or Abbott, but
Ted Lasso would have beat Friends. Ted Lasso would have beat 9-9.
Yeah, probably.
Telling you. Anyways, Always Sunny in Philadelphia versus The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't care, so I will let you choose.
I think it's Always Sunny. I think the Always Sunny theme is one of the funniest like recurring jokes because it's all they use the title card as a punchline, and it's fantastic. I can't really
do we?
do it justice by explaining it.
Yeah. Do we want to put in Ted Lasso or do we want to roll with 9-9?
We have to roll. We just roll with
Okay.
it. We're too deep.
Parks and Rec versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't have a strong opinion because again, I haven't seen fully Parks and Rec. I've seen it enough to like know it.
Mm.
I've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I feel like I would like both equally, so I will defer.
I really like
This is
9-9.
tough.
I think 9-9 rules.
Mhm.
I haven't
Fine
watched
by
it in a
me.
while. I think oh my god. Is it Scully?
Yeah,
And
Scully
the
is
two
goated.
dumbass old cops that have
Vinny
been
and
there
Scully.
forever?
Is it Vinny and Scully?
I think so. I think those guys are some of the funniest characters on TV. And now you have Always Sunny versus 9-9. Do you have thoughts, Jack?
I like 9-9 better because I've seen it, but again, I won't complain. If I'm being quite honest,
The
my
bracket's
bracket
chalked
was
for you.
yeah, my bracket was ruined when
This
the
is
Office
not
and Malcolm
fun for
Middle
you
were
anymore.
ruined. No, this is the
This
same
one's
bracket
tough
now.
for me. I don't know. I think it's Always Sunny, but I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine's excellent. Brooklyn
Hitchcock and
Nine-Nine
Scully.
might be a sleeper for some people.
It's Hitchcock and Scully. I looked
Hitchcock
it
and
up.
Scully.
I looked it up. Yes.
Yes, those guys are excellent. Wow, Sam, you love them so much you didn't even know their names. Kick rocks. Always Sunny goes through, and Curb is the champion because you don't care about this.
Mickey Mouse, whatever.
No, not Mickey Mouse. This is a juggernaut bracket. Beat
the fact that
Seinfeld
The
and The
Office-
Office, not Mickey Mouse.
The fact that The Office didn't go through the finals is The Office.
Chat,
is,
agree,
should win this.
disagree that Curb and Seinfeld both top The Office.
Not. This is horrendous.
I gotta hit it.
I haven't seen either, and I do think I would like Curb. I can't. It pains me, but whatever. Wasn't my bracket.
I
Wasn't
get
my
it.
time to shine.
People love The Office. I get it.
Yeah, good show.
It's not Curb. It's not Seinfeld.
It's better.
The Office wasn't even original, by the way. The Office did it better. Was not an original concept.
Well, it's better. It's better. Hate to say it. Anyways, we can wrap there. Good show. Celtics obviously took down the Timberwolves, get back in the win column. Much needed, by the way, to stay ahead of the Sixers in the standings big time. But thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. We're going to be doing a bracket every pod we do in March. That's a fun time. I'm sure we'll be checking into the tournament.
Let's see. When did the Celtics play? So they play Thursday, or not Thursday. They play Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
And then they play Tuesday night.
Yes.
So we owe the
Yes,
people a
yes.
live stream soon. We have not been as consistent on the live streams just because, I mean, quite frankly, we're doing a lot of pods.
Yeah. So what do we want to do? We could do.
We owe them a live stream. We have to bust out the big bracket. The whole reason why we're doing this.
Yes.
And that is a must be a live stream because that's really up to the people. It's not up to
Do
us.
we want to do? We could do well, we have a gap next week. They don't play Wednesday, Thursday next week. So we could do record a podcast on Monday, drop it Tuesday, or after the game Saturday. Oh, so they don't play Sunday, Monday.
They don't play
they have
Sunday,
2
Monday.
days
They don't
off.
play Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, so we could do pod Monday, drop Tuesday, and stream on Tuesday, or pod Monday, drop Tuesday, and then
Will they
pod
play
Wednesday.
game Tuesday?
I meant Sunday, Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Sunday, Monday, and
Yes.
then Wednesday, Thursday. We
We
should
could do a Monday stream.
What
That
I'm
should
saying is
work.
we should record pods on Sunday for Monday, and then Wednesday for Thursday, and then either Monday or Thursday we should do a stream like the day
We could do
drop a
both.
pod.
The
do
original
that.
plan was 2 a week.
Yeah,
It's not as easy to do when we are
at
grinding.
least. Yeah, exactly. At least one of those days, being Monday or Thursday, you will have a stream, and maybe
Be on the
both.
lookout.
Yes.
It's
Anyways.
not going to be Celtics Jeopardy-esque, but it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys.
No, we'll have a fun time. Yes, it'll be a good one. It'll be good.
This has been in the works for a while.
Yes. Do you have it all? You have it
No.
almost set up? No. Okay. Well, that's it. That's
It'll get
all right.
done.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it very, very much. Check us out on YouTube. That's where all the fun happens. At How About Them Celtics on YouTube. Go subscribe there. We're a few away from 300. Help us get there. You can check us both out. I'm about to do the what's it called? The pregame outro. Like I'm closing it. Spotify. Leave 5 stars on Spotify. If you're not gonna leave 5 stars, just leave us hate in the YouTube comments, as we always say. Click the 3
Just be
dots on
mean.
Spotify. Yep, click the 3 dots on Spotify. Leave a rating, 5 stars. We'd appreciate it. And I will let Sam wrap up the show.
Yes, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you are watching, you're on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe. We're almost at 300, like Jack said. Do it. Hit the button. Leave a like. Comment. Tell us we're handsome. Tell us you hate us. Tell us you like The Office. Tell you I'm right. Whatever. I like the comments. Comments, best part of this. Aside from that, if you're listening, you're on Spotify, Apple, or whatever streaming service, make sure, like Jack said, leave us a 5-star review or kick rocks. Don't do both. Or do both. I don't know. The review is the most important. And follow. Make sure you get all the latest pods right to your feed. Aside from that, at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, on Facebook. You can find us just by the name of the pod. Got a couple likes on the pregame stream, by the way, today on Facebook.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love it.
bad.
Appreciate y'all.
You can get all the pregame streams on our Facebook, on Heavy's Facebook, on Heavy's YouTube page.
Subscribe to Heavy on Celtics on YouTube, please.
Yes. Big fan of Heavy. Big day on Heavy. Don't worry about it. Jack still beat me, but we'll see about today. We'll see.
All right.
But
all right.
for more of Jack, at Jack Simone NBA on Twitter, he's putting out good tweets, pointing out Blake Griffin's mustache. Good job. My Twitter, at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.